What's going on, guys? I'm sorry it's been a little while. I've been kind of doing a lot of things and haven't had much time to make any videos here. So I just wanted to take a look at the Nasdaq because this is something that I haven't been looking at as often as I told myself I should be. So obviously I had a couple plays lined up, and one of them I got stopped out just a little bit below break even, and then the other one I had to cut it short because we were no way hitting the target that I was expecting, and we basically took a huge dump, which was MVIS there. It looked like a beautiful breakout, and it just completely rolled over along with the rest of the market. And that thing, I looked at it today, and I was like, oh my God, can't believe it fell that hard. But, in this video, I'm probably going to go over the Nasdaq a little bit, and then I can kind of skim through a couple different plays, see how they're doing. So looking at the Nasdaq, I was looking at it today on the hourly to try to see what we had going here. And I believe right around this red candle here, this double bottom, well, not really a double bottom, but this double tap here, I noticed that this was definitely some strong support that we were finding right there. And, it did obviously M out, which, if it turns into a bigger M here, then, obviously that's not a good sign, but it does look like we got a nice, good bounce here, which is great to see. Could be short-lived. We're going to have to wait and see, but for now, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that we had a rising channel that we were in right around here. I'm not going to draw any trend lines on it, but that was the rising channel there that we fell out of. And I was expecting, when we did fall, when I noticed we were dumping here, I was expecting it to come down to here, but I decided to start drawing some trend lines here. So right now, we bought up right to this purple Ichimoku support or resistance on the 1 hour here. So it's very possible that, it would be very possible that we got rejected and maybe came back down again to potentially touch this bottom. We'll have to see how it goes tomorrow. But, we got a bounce on the hourly, and the MACD looks like it's starting to roll up. So we're going to have to wait and see if this is going to be, if it's going to actually roll up or if we're going to roll over here. And, looking at the 45-minute, looks like it could potentially cross here. We are rolling a tiny bit on the RSI down here, but, we'll have to wait and see what happens here. I'm kind of trying to figure out if it's going to try to come up and test this 12,876, or if we're going to just kind of touch it, maybe fall back down again, and kind of just trend in this falling wedge that I found here. And if we do, in fact, break up, which you can see we broke out of it prior, and then we ended up just rolling right on over. Now, if we can actually break out of this somewhere before April 1st or on April 1st, that would be the latest. I wouldn't want to see it go to the very end because that would be kind of scary. The target and move, depending on where we broke out of it, would actually be to 1345, which would actually almost line up perfectly with roughly this resistance that we hit prior. If I get rid of some of this Ichimoku cloud here, we can kind of take a look here. But, and this TD9, because that's getting in the way. So, I'm kind of trying to decide if we're going to continue on this, downtrend here, or if we're going to be able to create some kind of double bottom here, which would be absolutely beautiful, because you can see here, we made this beautiful double bottom right here. And if we confirm a double bottom here, then that would be awesome, because then we'd be really showing that we're making higher lows here if we can get a W out of this. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out right now, and that's something we're going to just have to kind of keep our eyes on here. So if we look at the 4 hour, you can obviously see that we, as of right now, are in this terrible, short-term downtrend. We did at one point break above this 4 hour 20 EMA, and then we recently dumped below it, but we did catch support here. So last time we kind of did that, we caught support here, and we ran up. So I'm trying to decide if this is something that we're going to do. It could not be tomorrow. It could be Monday that this happens. It's tough to say right now. I mean, we got a little hair of a bounce on the RSI, but it's not really anything to brag about there. And then the 20 EMA looks like it's still going to be crossing or just starting to cross down over this 50. So, this could push us down further. So, this isn't 100% certain that this isn't a falling wedge. It's just something I'm going off of based off of these recent 3 wicks here. So, I can easily change this as I go, and that's kind of how I play things. I've been just changing patterns as I go here to decipher what we're in. So you can see we had that negative MACD cross on the 4-hour there. And then the daily, we fell below the 20 EMA on the daily. And on the daily, it looks like we could get a MACD cross down as well, which wouldn't be good. And it looks like we're getting resistance right below the 200 EMA on the daily. And if this 20 continues down and crosses this 200 here, that would in fact push us down as well. So, there's definitely more, it's a little more bearish looking right now on the bigger time frames than the smaller time frames. But we're going to have to wait and kind of see how this is going to play out. If we're going to we had 2 days here of red, then we had some bullish couple days, and then we M'd out, caught support. Are we going to have a nice green day here tomorrow? I mean, it kind of looks like it could, but at the same time, I mean, looking at this RSI on the daily, it looks like it could come down a little further here. So I'm kind of waiting to see if it's going to break below this 12,643 area, really as low as 12,606, 12,602. That would be pretty much breaking this support as of right now. So, I mean, these are key things to watch. It's really unfortunate, but if we can get a double bottom here, then this could look a little bit better. We are still above are we? As of right now, our 20 EMA on the weekly is at 12,818. So gonna have to see if we can get this weekly close above here, because I didn't want to see us close any weekly closes below that level there. So I'd be a little more concerned with the trend if we started closing weekly closes below that, like we talked about. Because you can see here, last time we closed the weekly below, the following week was pretty bad. Same here. We closed a weekly below, the following weeks became pretty bad. So, right now it's not really showing signs of that, but tomorrow would be a weekly close at the end of the day. So I'm really, really going to be seeing what we have going here. So, I might not look at other stocks on this video, but I will come out with a few more. I mean, there's not too much to talk about, but maybe we can talk about some support and resistances or go over and see how everything's looking here. But, I mean, I'm really hoping for at least a good-sized bounce to end the day tomorrow, just so that we can close above this 12.8 level. That would be a lot better. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to completely change everything right now, but we're definitely in indecision mode. You can tell by these spinning tops here. So, I'm really just waiting on that big green candle to come in here and save the day here. So that's where I'm at with this right now. And, my bad on those shitty plays. But, sometimes it's hard because I can't get to my phone to make a video during the times when I see something negative in the charts to come back here and let you guys know that, hey, I see something bad here. I got to get out of this position. So anytime that I do make any plays here, just know I'm always using stop losses at most of all the supports that we talk about, that if it falls here, it's going to go down and so on and so forth. So, I mean, for anyone that's watching this that is, watching most of my other videos, just always keep that in mind, that if I'm talking about a support that has to hold or last time it fell, just know that I'm always putting stop losses below those just in case things do turn around. Because in times like this, I'm trying to find bullish things in a downtrend right now, and that's why it's so hard to make money on the way up, where we could be making money on the way down, but I'm just more so looking for bullish things than bearish things. But, you know, obviously I can see some bearish things, and I didn't get around to make some videos. I wanted to make the CCL video that I had of a rising wedge that I fell out of, and I didn't, and a CLVR video. So, I mean, I'm going to try to do my best to get on here when I can. I just got a lot going on right now, so it's hard for me to make videos. But either way, guys, this is where we're at with this, and I'll try to take a look at some other stocks later tonight when I get a chance so that we can take a look at some other stuff and see what we're doing. But all right, guys, have a good night, and let's hope that we can get at least a weekly close above that 20 EMA on the weekly there. So that's what I'll be watching for tomorrow. These moving averages aren't looking too healthy just yet, so I'm not really that pumped just yet. I mean, I expect that we might have a couple more falls until March 30th. I'm kind of looking for something to happen if we don't get something sooner here. But, you know, it's really hard to... I'm just trying to go with the probabilities here, but, you know, that's kind of what I think everybody's banking on, is this to turn into a W, or this overall to turn into a gigantic W here, which is another possibility, but it's really hard to say how this is going to work out. I'm just trying to like piece everything out on the smaller time frames, larger time frames, just to decipher what we have going here, besides this big rising channel that we could fall out of here. But I'm not getting to that until we get down into this 12,400 level. If we start closing dailies and weeklies below this 12,300, then I might end up getting a little more concerned that we could come down here. But for now, that's where we're at, and we're just going to have to piece this out. All right, guys, have a good night.